the last overtime, Andrew Vines, who doesn't say a word. I didn't have to tee him up. And if it was anyone else, they probably would have argued. He tried to slide in and take a charge with like 2 seconds left to go, but he really didn't give the guy a chance to like land and turn.
Right.
So I called a block on him, and he kind of gave me a look, and then he's like, "Oh, I got you." I'm like, "All right, don't make me tee you up. Don't make me tee you up, Andrew." You know, if his dad is watching, I don't know if his dad watches or not during non-football season.
Right.
But Andrew was very respectful, and he probably wanted to say something to me, but it was a block. But
controlled his emotions.
In hindsight, though, when I was looking at it, it was Andrew. So I probably should have just gave him a charge because I like him. He's one of my favorite. Right. Not that they're not all my favorite dudes. He's one of my favorite dudes, but I should have just said, "Oh, it's Andrew's." He'll let him take the charge. But. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert, good guy to know, co-host Dan Berg, Turn Tom 2.
Yeah.
It works. 2 Tom SID behind the camera. Is he taking a picture of us?
Is that a new phone? Is that a new phone?
No, this is the one I've had.
All right.
Trying to get artsy with it here. You know?
Oh, okay. He's getting creative.
Get video of the video.
All
this is going on.
All done on a Monday.
We're not prepared because we're filming way early just in case it snows because it's baseball, softball season. So what does it do in Northeast Pennsylvania? It snows feet.
That's right. Yeah, we had less than 2 inches, I think, up until this week.
Yes,
and we're expected to have anywhere. It looks like from a trace to 15 inches.
Yes. So, so just in case we can't all be in one place tomorrow, we're just doing it now, so we can touch base with our millions of followers and fans.
Yeah. Well, especially now that all the teams are back from spring break.
Right.
Hopefully, viewership will be going up for us. More subscribes.
Yeah.
Just because our teams did well.
Yep. Well, let's recap. We're not going to have anyone talk to today, right?
No, I don't anticipate that.
Because we just determined who was going to be Athlete of the Week.
Back to back.
All right, so we're going Ian Murphy again, back to back.
Yeah.
You know, he had a great spring break trip, homered a bunch of times. You know, was mashing all weekend.
How many home runs?
He had 3 home runs.
Games?
Yeah, 3 in 6 games. He had another, I think it was 9 RBI or something like that. He's up to 21 in the year, so he's breaking it right now.
Not bad. 14 games in, 21 and.
Right.
And I don't know.
It's first
but did he start
in Region 19 right now.
Right. Did he start every game while he was gone? I don't even know that. But out of 14 games,
right.
21 RBI, not bad.
Right. Mm-hmm. So he's off to a good start. The Falcons are off to a 500 start. They're 7-7 overall as they came back from the Virginia Beach area last night.
They were all over, right?
Over the
they were
South.
South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia Beach.
And Coach McCary picked up his 100th win on Saturday in the first game of a doubleheader. He now stands at 101.
101.
So congratulations to Coach McCary on triple digits, getting to that 100th victory.
Do you think he knows yet?
My guess is I'm going to put something up on social media, and then that's when he'll find out.
I'm going to guess he's a numbers guy. He's a smart dude that he knows. He has numbers flashing around his head. He knows exactly where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Well, I just wondering if he took that count for
himself. If Coach McCary could nicely respond truthfully to the social media post that Ferg is going to put out, then we'll know.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll get the answer.
Yeah.
You know, but the baseball team is back safe, and they are, after the long trip is off for the week, they are back at it, hopefully, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday they're at Monroe, and then Sunday they're at
Dutchess.
Yes.
Okay.
So they are on the road again.
Saturday, Sunday, yeah.
Yes.
And who knows with the weather that's coming through.
Right. And it's supposed to
say
get
Monroe
warm at
might
the
be
end.
a little bit better shot because I think that they're on some turf.
Right.
Where they're at. Dutchess, not so sure. They're a little bit further up Interstate 84.
Right. We'll find out. Like I said, the weather's supposed to get a little bit nicer at the end of the week too. Yeah. It's supposed to warm up, Wednesday, Thursday, or Thursday, Friday, whatever we're looking at forecast.
As long as there's just not mountains of snow. Like in 2017, we got hit with 2.5 feet of snow.
Yep.
This very week, it's like, Kills me.
I know it's the worst. It always happens. That always happens. And then softball is also back. Where do they finish at? Where are they at? I know they're below 500 on the year, right?
4-5.
4-5 on the year, yes.
Okay.
And they got their last two
Games,
rained out,
their
right?
Last
games
two
on
games
Friday
were
were
wiped out.
postponed
Yep,
because of rain.
Because of rain. Otherwise,
Myrtle
though, they
Beach.
had some pretty good weather down there.
Yeah.
No, it was 80 their first day because I think we talked about that last week or whatever it was. They when they got down there, that was like their first.
Their first day, yeah.
I'm
So they
like,
practiced in nice warm weather, and I know, I think it was 50s, 60s, the rest of the way. And only one day of rain is not too bad. So I'm sure Coach Pitt would want 11 games, but he should be happy with the 9.
Getting 9 isn't bad, especially now, knowing what you come back to.
Right.
Which was also games this weekend, but
Right.
we were going to be hosting.
Yes, so that is up in the air, but our head field man, Bob Booth, will be doing everything he can to get the playing surface playable on Saturday. So God willing, we may be home, but I don't.
And Bob's a softball guy too,
Right.
so I could see him with the backpack and the flamethrower, just trying to melt the snow down just for a little bit, and then maybe it'll warm up like
just
you
a
said
little
at the end
bit,
of the week. I could see him doing
But
that.
we did have some consideration for Athlete of the Week from some softball girls. I know Madison McFicker, and Madison Maloney were nominated by Turn 2 Tom.
Yeah,
And maybe next time.
maybe.
Ian just put up too good of numbers not to give it to him again.
You can't just say, because they got it last week, because like you just said,
Right.
it's one of those that's like, that's the way I felt about it. I'm just kind of like, wow, really?
Yep.
He's hitting the cover off the ball.
Yeah. So we don't want to hold him back. He doesn't get anything extra for being 2-time back-to-back Athlete of the Week.
No, maybe just an
nothing
extended
extra.
interview. I don't know.
So that's it too. And you could just use the same graphic, just put ×2. Just, right? There you
It's
go.
a high five and a handshake.
Yeah. But most importantly, that all of our softball and baseball players are back, and they'll be back in the weight room and hopefully somewhere practicing this
In
week,
the gym.
weather permitting. In the
Just
gym,
not today,
in the
I think.
cages somewhere.
Softball's got the gym scheduled out the whole week. Coach Pittman jumped all over that this morning.
Maybe Coach Pittman should have been a little bit more prudent in scheduling, so I didn't have to schedule intramural basketball all week.
Right.
Thanks, Coach Pitt. Maybe Coach McCary needs to get on board with practice in the gym, so there'd be less gym time available for intramural basketball. Just on a side note, before we left for break, I tried to squeeze in one intramural basketball game, and then it's a lot of football players that are doing. It is more important than any football game they've ever played. First of all, intramural basketball. One game.
I heard there was quite some interesting things.
I think it was 8 overtimes and 6 technical fouls I gave out.
Was there one ejection?
There was one ejection because it was the first one, because it was the reason why I gave out. They're all warned before tip-off. If you look at me, if you say one word,
are you the ref?
I am the official.
Oh, you didn't bring in official?
No, it's me.
Okay.
If you look at me or say a word to me, I don't care. And it was plainly explained. In a college basketball game, there's 3 officials who are officials. In intramural basketball, there's 1 official who's me, who knows basketball, but I'm not trying hard to officiate.
Right. Oh my God,
right? We're just gonna. So at halftime, I gave the talk. If you look at me, say hello to me, say anything nice, bad, have a great break, whatever. You're getting teed up. So the one dude fell on the ground, and he looked at me funny, and I teed him up, and I threw him out, and then the crowd went wild, and then there was 5 more technicals. 1 technical was given to a player who was not playing, and when he plays again, he is starting his game off with a technical foul.
I would love it if you just teed up somebody who wasn't has 0 interest in ever playing. You just get out.
That may happen. They may happen this week. So we have a bunch of
And
games.
it's whoever they're hanging out with.
But,
Was it at least a high-scoring 8 overtime?
It was
game?
not. It was in the 40s.
Oh gosh.
We play 12-minute halves with a running clock.
Okay.
In the second half,
so you're running
the clock will stop on a whistle, 90 seconds and under,
Okay.
and we'll stop on made baskets under a minute.
Okay.
Any fouls committed on the floor, any non-shooting fouls under that 90 seconds is a 1-on-1, which is why we went to the overtime, because no one can make free throws,
Okay.
and they kept fouling.
Right.
So you're
Yes.
saying Coach Gabriel's not missing much by not being there for it, right? He's not
Yes.
missing out
Not
on any.
missing
Yes.
recruiting
hidden-
It's
opportunities.
amazing.
hidden gems.
Yeah,
here.
no one makes free throws in that gym. That belongs to Lackawanna. Maybe we all need to start working on those a little bit more. And then
Those new baskets.
overtimes lasted 90 seconds, and then it just took forever.
that's
There was a little,
So 8 overtimes.
there was a
10
little
minutes.
clock problem at the end of the 5th overtime, and we had to just say you could go home to McKinney, and rule it a tie, and you never play again, or we're going to play the 6th overtime.
So-
and they all said, let's play the 6th overtime.
So it looked a lot like that Penn State Illinois overtime game in football 2 years ago.
There's an asterisk next to those, but it was great fun.
Funny.
But thanks to all the coaches who
Yeah.
try to schedule gym time to
Yeah.
make sure I'm not here till midnight every night.
Appreciate that. Yep.
Let's take a break and we'll figure out what we're going to do next.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be back on the Falcons Corner. Take flight. We are back on the Falcons Corner. Voice of the Falcons, Mike Rickert. Good guy, the no co-host Dan Berg. Turn to Tom SID behind the camera. We spent the whole break thinking about how we're going to wrap up the show, what else we had to talk about, and we came to a conclusion that we don't know.
Well, and if we did know, that'd be planning ahead, and we don't really like to do that.
Right. Especially
Because
on
that would go against everything, one, that the show is about, and two, everything we believe in.
Right. But we do want to mention esports because it's been a week or two since we mentioned, esports. So, Tom has a little. I know Rocket League is undefeated.
Yes, and in NJCAA play, Rocket League is undefeated. I think they have a loss in NACE play right now too,
Okay.
but that's usually the tougher league anyway.
Right.
But they've been playing pretty well. Guadalupe Oka has been racking up some goals for them. They also have Zachary Chapa, who's been able to score some goals for them as well. They kind of had to shuffle their lineup between fall and spring, but Rocket League has been very impressive. Super Smash Brothers is going as well. They keep racking up wins, individual wins in NJCAA play, especially Xavier Lazenberg, who's been pretty consistent for them as well. They won a team match, I want to say last Thursday, and they got another one coming up on Thursday too. So between Rocket Leagues on Monday, Smash Brothers on Wednesday and Thursday, it's usually a pretty busy week for esports. Absolutely, but they're competing, they're playing well, and hopefully we have some good things to talk about. I think we're getting towards the end of the regular season. So playoffs are probably going to start up soon.
It's a weird time frame the way they do it. You're just thinking you're not even halfway through the semester, but the playoffs then extend forever.
Right.
And you never know. But that's just between the two different leagues that we're in too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I mean, like you said, NACE is a little bit more difficult because you're competing against different schools.
Bigger schools.
I think about the NJCAE. I mean, that's kind of what we participate in all of our other sports. It's like those, for me, those are the ones that, matter a little bit more maybe. Yeah. But maybe not as bragging rights wise to go out and say, hey, you beat this big time college, that someone actually knows about.
Yeah.
Right,
exactly.
right.
As opposed to saying like Carl Sandburg Community College or whatever we have, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Like those things. So
All right, well, it was a beautiful show.
I think so.
Football is starting spring practice in 2 weeks.
Yeah, how about that?
Next week, we're going to do a little in the weight rooms, in any space we can find. We're going to do like a little NFL combine type stuff with them. So we're going to rep out some 225s and do some stuff. So maybe we'll report us we got in really, really, really strong dudes.
Yeah, I always, when
we have
spring
strong dudes. We have
start
really, really strong dudes.
Joe Papp's got an eligibility thing scheduled.
Yes, he has a special mission for me too.
He's got that scheduled and something new to kind of alleviate some of the stresses through the summer and who's here. But you see that on the calendar and you know that they're going to be full practicing in 2 weeks, not just the 6 a.m. running.
Yes.
That they have right now.
5:30.
5:30.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yes, I'm not. I only know that because I know it. I don't know it because I'm here.
Because you're here.
Yeah,
those days have passed.
Those are way gone. So
yeah,
we want to thank everyone for tuning in.
And March Madness. That's another addition to the Happy Times.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Thursdays do not exist. The second Thursday in March does not exist in my calendar.
Got to stay up late. Got to stay up late on Thursday night watching the Nittany Lions.
I'm a Carolina fan. They didn't even make it. And then they're so bad they declined
said they didn't want to go to the NIT
because they're like, nope, not important tournament. That's
I'm not a Penn State fan. However, I think
it is kind of cool.
I think they deserve better than a 10 seed, but we'll just leave it at that.
Had they won yesterday, I bet you they would have got to 7.
I think they would have too. I can't believe they came back.
Yeah, down 17.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, we'll see everyone next week on the Falcons Corner. Take flight.